Because a lot of y'all may think it's fiction, but honey, let me tell you, it's 100% real. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Destiny, and if you see my face before and you haven't subscribed yet, then baby, what are you doing? Subscribe. I'm actually really excited to make this video because I love Marvel movies. I'm more of an Iron Man girl and a Thor girl, not really a Doctor Strange girl. I'm sure y'all heard mixed reviews about that new Doctor Strange movie. I actually have mine at the end of the video, so keep watching for that. I could already tell that the movie was going to be on something crazy by looking at the picture, but I decided to see it anyway. Did I regret it? Absolutely. But before seeing the new one, I decided to go back and watch the very first Doctor Strange because I'd never seen it before. And then after seeing the new one, I was inspired to make this video. Now for you guys and gals that don't know, I used to be in New Age spirituality. I always considered myself a Christian, but I identified as spiritual. I actually have my testimony on my channel, so you can check that out if you feel like it. If not, that's okay too. The purpose of this video is really to discuss some of the spiritual aspects of these movies, because a lot of y'all may think it's fiction, but honey, let me tell you, it's 100% real. Now with that being said, let's get right into the video. So, Dr. Stephen Strange was a very successful neurosurgeon. Like, legit one of the best, if not the best surgeon. He was very arrogant, very full of himself, considered a narcissist. He ended up getting into a car crash that led to him getting some very, very bad injuries that actually led to him not being able to use his hands. Like, he actually had to have surgery on his hands. If you guys don't know, neurosurgeons, they have to have very, very steady hands. And because of the accident, he was very shaky. He didn't have much control of his hands. So he was pretty much devastated because clearly this was his whole entire life at stake. His case was pretty bad. He's seen multiple doctors, like the best doctors. None of them could help him. He was talking to his physical therapist, and his physical therapist was trying to give him hope. Told him about one of his past patients who had also very bad injuries, and there was nothing that could really be done. The physical therapist ended up telling Dr. Strange, like, hey, he was in a really bad space, but now he's like completely healed. And Dr. Strange was like, no way, I gotta see it. The physical therapist ended up sending Dr. Strange's the patient's file, and he realized this was one of his old patients, and his case was pretty much impossible. So Dr. Strange paid him a visit, the old patient with the really bad injuries who was healed, and the patient ended up telling him about this spiritual leader called the Ancient One. The spiritual leader actually helped him with his healing. Now he actually went and met up with this Ancient One. Now this wasn't exactly what he was expecting. He was expecting some type of scientific practice. He wasn't expecting nothing spiritual. He was upset because he found out that her way of healing others or helping others heal was through spirituality, which he didn't believe in. She helped people reorient their spirit to better heal the body. Dr. Strange said, and I quote, "I reject it because I do not believe in fairy tales or chakras or energy or the power of belief. There is no such thing as spirit. We are made of matter and nothing more." So that was his standpoint. But then, in the middle of his little rant, the Ancient One pushed Dr. Strange and basically pushed his astral body outside of his physical body just to show him how much that he doesn't know. Then she touched his forehead, like right here, and was like, "Open your eye." Then he went into this trippy multiverse traveling type crazy thing. That's when he realized there was some truth to what she was saying. He then became desperate for more, and that's when everything started. There was actually a point in the movie where he asked the Ancient One how he could advance in his spirituality, and she said basically the same way that you became advanced in your neuroscience, by studying and practicing. So he went in with the studying and the practicing, and yeah, this is how Dr. Strange really came about. Now there's many out there who think that this is just fiction. They say it's a movie, they say it's no big deal, but many of you guys don't know how real this stuff actually is. So let's get into it. Astral projection is an out-of-body experience that happens when your soul leaves your body, like your physical body. When you astral project, you're actually able to travel to anywhere in the world in your astral body. while your physical body is still laying asleep. It's typically used by a lot of people in the occult. They will actually astral project into people's homes or into neighborhoods to cast curses and hexes without people knowing. It's very, very dangerous. It can actually lead to demonic influence in your life. Now, when you see Doctor Strange fight, you usually see these big shield thingies pop up. These things are called Tau mandalas. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, Tau mandalas are protective shields that are used by the masters of the mystic arts, which are created through their magic. Now, I'm going to show you something, and you tell me if it looks familiar or not. This symbol is sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is essentially the study of the spiritual meaning behind various shapes. It can be applied through forms, numbers, and patterns seen throughout the natural world. The spiral of a snail shell, the captivating pattern of a single snowflake, and the branches of a tree can all be examples of sacred geometry. Sacred geometry amplifies our connection to spirit and creates harmony within ourselves and between ourselves and the outside world. It is often called sacred architecture because it underlies everything and is woven into the fabric of all creation. Many teachings have described sacred geometry as the blueprint of creation and the genesis, the origin of all form. Sacred geometry is considered an ancient science that explores and explains the energy patterns that create and unify all things and reveals the precise way that the energy of creation organizes itself. It is said that every natural pattern of growth or movement comes back to one or more geometric shapes. The molecules of our DNA, the cornea of our eye, snowflake, flower petals, crystals, a shell, the star, the galaxy we spiral within, the air we breathe, and all forms of life are created out of geometric codes. Sacred geometry contains high frequencies of energy and light that can activate, heal, awaken, and transform. The symbols are like codes that assist you in your journey of life, but also can be used more consciously to bring out deep soul awakening and connection to our true divine essence. It can be used to open up pathways and doorways to the infinite realms, as well as the connection to the oneness of all life in nature and the whole world around us. Sacred geometry brings about certain effects of healing, harmonizing, and rebalancing on all levels. It connects the inner and outer, uniting all. I'm sure that you guys have seen Doctor Strange and also other people in the movie doing these particular hand movements. I'm going to insert a clip.
I've been dancing for 10 years now and have a black belt in karate. So I think putting those two together made me uniquely qualified for making the gestures for the magic moments in the movie. I do hip hop and I do popping and tutting. And tutting is only arms and hands. And then it also breaks down even smaller to finger tutting, which you're doing boxes and shapes with just your fingers. And then it can get really funky where you're just kind of like doing alien fingers.
Now, these hand signals look very similar to these witchcraft rituals. Earlier in the video, I mentioned how the Ancient One touched Doctor Strange on his forehead and said, "Open your eye," and then he went into this whole astral trip, right? In the newest video, there also was a focus on his third eye opening towards the end of the movie. The third eye is a mystical, invisible eye, usually depicted as located on the forehead, which provides perception beyond ordinary sight. In Indian spiritual traditions, the third eye referred to the Ancha chakra. The third eye refers to the gate that leads to the inner realms and spaces of higher consciousness. It's believed to be linked to the perception, awareness, and spiritual communication. Some say that when opened, the third eye chakra can provide wisdom and insight, as well as deepen your spiritual connection. Channeling usually takes place when psychic mediums claim to act as channels for information from other selves or spirit guides. Now, this didn't happen in the original Doctor Strange movie, but Strange appears to use this in the Avengers Endgame, as he predicted the outcome of the battle. Now, I did tell you guys that I would give you my thoughts of the multiverse towards the end of the video. I could actually say a lot about that. It was extremely demonic. It wasn't giving Marvel, it was giving very much paranormal, it was giving very much horror movie. This man was working with literal demons in the movie. Now, I get that the Scarlet Witch was pretty much a main character, but it was really the accuracy of the movie for me. And it was accurate in a sense of how they did the rituals, how they were using demons, things of that nature. Now, when I used to perform readings, I used to get my information from demons. I didn't know it. I thought they were just my spirit guides. But I was literally communicating and using demons. When you're doing these practices, you're not talking to spirit guides or any angels of light or whatever you think it is. You're working with demons. You're literally partnering with demons. A lot of you guys might be like, okay, but he's a sorcerer. That's the whole point of Doctor Strange. So it makes sense. But I really just wanted to spread awareness to let you guys know that this stuff is actually real. It's not fiction. Witchcraft is real. Spells are real. The Bible speaks against this stuff multiple times. As I said before, when you're doing these practices, these new age spirituality practices, or if you're blatantly doing witchcraft, whether you consider yourself doing white magic or black magic or a good witch and a bad witch, it doesn't really matter. It's all coming from the same demonic source. The enemy doesn't care about your intentions. He doesn't care why you're doing it. He doesn't care why you're burning sage, or if you're burning sage to get rid of negative energy. He doesn't care if you're using crystals just for the aesthetic. He sees an open door, he's gonna take it. Ultimately, all of these practices are done because people are looking for some type of fulfillment. But let me tell you right now, that fulfillment can only be found in Jesus Christ. When I was in New Age, I was constantly seeking lots of things. Come to find out, I was just going deeper and deeper into a pit of darkness, and that only those things could be found in Jesus. He came and found me when I was in a very dark place. He literally left the 99 for me and revealed the truth to me. That's why I make videos exposing darkness today. There are people out here who claim to follow Jesus, but they're still out here participating in these practices. The reason I'm really out here trying to spread knowledge is because the Bible says that my people perish for a lack of knowledge. You can't say that you follow Jesus and then be out here burning sage or doing tarot card readings. All of these things are meant to push you further away from the truth, further away from God. They're meant to keep you from discovering the God of this universe and serving the God of this world, the Prince of the Air. The devil knows where he's going, and he's trying to take as many people with him as possible. Seek Jesus. At the end of the day, it's really not worth eternal death. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a like, comment, and subscribe, baby, because I have more juicy topics coming your way.